Well, look, we all know that the bank's treatment of Nigel Farage has been pretty outrageous, but also not far behind, I think the behaviour of the BBC when it comes to this story has been an absolute disgrace. And I think underlines my view that not only is the BBC just way to the left now, it's also just not very good. I mean, if you want straight down the line media without bias, I would suggest Reuters, for instance, is far superior nowadays. And of course, when you look at YouGov's latest data, when you ask Leave voters now, Brexiteers, how they think the BBC should be funded, well, 46% say the BBC should be funded by ads and commercial breaks. A further 19% on top of that say subscription model. And only 22% of Leavers now back the BBC being funded through the licence fee or some other tax, as seems to be the backup option for those who want to maintain the status quo of people being forced to fund the BBC. But today, finally, there has been an apology to Nigel Farage from Simon Jack, the BBC business editor, who has tweeted the information on which we based our reporting on Nigel Farage and his bank accounts came from a trusted and senior source. However, he says the information turned out to be incomplete and inaccurate. Therefore, I would like to apologise to Mr. Farage. So, responding to that was Nigel today, thanking Simon Jack for his apology, saying he's also received a letter of apology from the BBC News CEO and that he's grateful to both. But as I said, I just think this all shows again why having this organisation funded through a compulsory licence fee is totally and utterly ridiculous. Let me know if you agree with that in the comments below, what you make of the BBC's conduct throughout this whole saga. And here was Nigel talking about this today.
Well, the BBC's business editor Simon Jack has fully apologised to me publicly, and I thank him for that. It's not often the BBC apologise. I've also got a letter I've just received from Deborah Turness at the BBC. I'm going to absorb it and talk more about that at 7 o'clock tonight on GB News. But for the BBC to apologise, I'm very, very pleased. Jack says in the tweet that his information came from a trusted and senior source. I would suggest it may well have been a very senior source. More on this a bit later.